I'm Jacqueline Coy, and thank you so much for scanning the QR code and coming to this site. I would just like to tell you a very little bit about why I'm writing this book, Nine Essential Lessons in Quantum. Well, it's like a first love that never quite goes away. I first fell in love with physics almost 35 years ago when I arrived at the nuclear physics department of Oxford University. I spent the next 3 years in the basement of this huge, ugly slab of concrete. I love the building really, firing high energy proton beams at targets in vacuum. After that 3 years living like a mole, I went on and did a lot of exciting things in the city. I worked in managing money in quantitative asset management, and I managed over 800 million pounds of assets for institutional asset managers. However, it's like the first love that never quite left me. At the grand old age of 58, I decided to come back and be a prospective PhD candidate again. And again, like a second marriage, second time round, there's lots of surprises. One is a huge gaps in my foundational knowledge because back when I was studying physics, there were no quantum physics. It was just an embryonic science. So I had to learn everything from scratch with people young enough to be my grandchildren. And then horrors, I realized that my mathematics have gone a little bit rusty, quite a lot rusty. It was never that strong anyway. But unfortunately, you do need some mathematics to understand quantum physics. So that got me thinking, why don't I try to make sense of these puzzling numbers, these equations, and write about quantum physics for people who have not studied mathematics to understand it deeply, to resonate with it. And I love food. So why not make it more contextual? So this book really is about telling the story of quantum and introducing the mathematics through croissant, the French croissant, the buttery French croissant, and music. And there are three things that I really want to cover. One is how people conflate AI and quantum. They are different beasts altogether. It's like having a toast and a croissant, very, very different. The second is the quantum revolution. It's happening slowly but surely. And the third is this is what annoys me and gets me writing book. Quantum or Q day is not about cracking cryptographic codes. It's more than that. It's about changing the way we compute, changing our perception of reality. So please do read this book, invest some time in reading it, and do give me a few words to encourage others to read it too. Thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you enjoy the book.